even get that contract in the first place, it was like, right, this is a miracle. Yeah, I'm gonna be a footballer. I just told her straight. I just told the tutor, like, I'm gonna be a footballer. If you don't have the language, you can't actually communicate. Before that, it's starting to learn how to label how you actually feel. Like, if anyone's gonna take on football, you're gonna have to learn how to lead and self-manage, set boundaries on yourself, discipline, and all that stuff comes with its own emotional baggage, and it comes with challenges. So it's gotta be Wilf, man. These feet are crazy, innit? Zaha. There was a couple of games that stood out where I was just like, nah, you're on smoke today. You're on actual, you're on smoke today. So.
And we're live. Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Coach Gerald Lami podcast. If you are new to the podcast and you just joined in, make sure to check out the previous episodes. There's some banging episodes that you can check out. But without further ado, today I've got a special guest, someone that I hold in high regards. I've seen a journey. I'm proud to have seen the journey live in the flesh. I want to introduce everyone. Brendan Kiernan from Harrogate Town. Brendan, welcome, my bro. How are you?
Yes, bro. Good. What an intro. You smashed it with the intro. So
no, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
man. I'm trying to get used to it, man. But yeah, man, good to see you that you're healthy. We talked about the blonde hair. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm loving the look at the moment, bro.
No, I appreciate it, bro. Like, as you said, obviously, just waiting for you to jump on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, brother.
No, 100%, man. And do you know what? Like, again, in terms of like the podcast, you was definitely someone that, when I first initially started it, I had you on my list. Like, I had a list of people that I wanted to get on a pod. Obviously, timing and everything like that, but 100% because, again, like I said, I've seen the journey from the get-go. Like we said, scavenging for socks at Dino's and things like that. Do you know what I mean? To where you are now. And I know the journey's not finished for you. I know you still got a little way for you to go. And I know, like, you as a person, you're an ambitious person. And this is why, again, I wanted to get you on, because one of the reasons why I did start the podcast was to kind of show or shed some light in journeys like yourself, where you've been at a high level. There's been times where you have a club to where you are now. There's a lot of people that need to hear that journey where some people have given up. Or some people might have been in the same position that you've been or are as well, and they might just need to listen to this. Or do you know what I mean? And just to kind of shed some light in the different aspects of football, man. So first and foremost, bro, before we continue, I just want to say congratulations last night, scoring your first goal after 8 years in the Football League, after you made your debut after 8 years, bro. Like, what an achievement, fam. Like, honestly, it's a big achievement. And how does it feel, man? Just talk to me about the goal, man. What was going through your head?
No, bro, firstly, just appreciate it, especially coming from you, because obviously, like you say, like, you've seen times with Dino just training, down at Arsenal, where we're just, whatever it is, like traveling to games and just different like wild places. The pitch is just looking like a forest. Do you know what I mean? I appreciate it, man. But no, yesterday, like I said, you just you caught me at a good time, man, because obviously football comes with its ups and downs. But last night was just one of them ups, man. It was a good night. Was it last night? What day was yesterday, by the way? What are we on? Last night, Tuesday night.
Last night. See, that's what I'm saying. The goal's got you in a high right now, bro.
Got me mixing up days, isn't it? But no, on the whole, like, just, I think, you know what, genuinely, I was in a place where I just wanted the team to win, when people say that on interviews, it's like, it's just about the 3 points. But for the last month, we've been losing 1-0, like, just playing well and losing. And I think when you're training with the boys every day, and, do you know what I mean, like, you genuinely, there's a feeling that comes with winning that you just want back again. You know what I mean? You want that feeling back again. Sounds like an old girlfriend or something. I want her back. But it's one of them feelings. Into that game against Exeter, and they won their last game 5-0 and was playing away from home at their place. So genuinely, like, that game, I think I was saying to a couple of the boys before, like, I was saying, like, listen, today, I don't care who scores, like, please, like, we, let's just get the job done, kind of thing. And I was just willing to work hard, bro. So to get the goal, honestly, was a bonus. But the post itself, in terms of, like, my journey, I had that in my mind since we got promoted into the football league. Like that was just one of them things where it was kind of over my personal head, where I was like, no, I'd love to open a football league account. It's been a long time, so that's what was a bit special for me personally.
So when you got back to your house and everything settled and everything like that, again, like, what did you think that, you know what, all that hard work is starting to pay off now? Like after what, nearly 10 years, bro? Does it feel like that, or do you feel like you still got a long way to go?
Do you know what? I think anyone that wants to, like you said, is ambitious, like is always thinking there's more to get hold of here. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think I've come to a stage where you have to mark moments that are good in your life. Like you just have to. Like, life is so fast paced that if there's good moments that happen and you don't mark them or you don't slow down, you can't really savor them. You can't use it as fuel to kind of go again. You can't use it as fuel to go even further. So no, last night I slowed down, spoke to my dad, spoke to my brother. I was just like, wow, like, you know, it was just a reflecting of you know, days when, like you said, some of the boys that hopefully are listening, days when you want to give up and you're thinking, nah, I'm done with football. Like I'd rather go and work in this, you know, go and do this full time. And so it was just one of them moments where I was just like, yeah, no, I'm grateful, man.
No, it's beautiful, bro. Honestly, man. Honestly, when I saw it, like, it just put a smile on my face. Even now, you talking about it puts a smile on my face, just because I've seen like your energy, the way you are in changing rooms. Like, you know, like in terms for me, obviously my ability wasn't as good as yours. You know what I mean? But when I was managing the team when Dino wasn't around or whatever, and just as soon as you walked into a changing room, it, like, the atmosphere changed, do you know what I'm saying? Because of like the energy you brought out, like and even just you're smiling all the time. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've seen you walk into a changing room and it's like Brendan, you cool, yeah, bro, you're right. Like it's never been like that. You've always walked in, you've always had a smile on your face. Has it always been like that for you, or is it a thing where you've kind of had to develop that, being around in that environment, because it can be a tough environment to be in?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good question, you know. I think I genuinely enjoy playing football. The birthplace of me playing football was on my estate with my boys. Like, so that brings back happy memories of knocking on my boy's door, literally saying, "Can Dwayne come out and play?
Jeez,
Like,
Dwayne, big up
can
Dwayne.
Aiden come out and play?" So big up D, man. So you need to get him on it at some point.
Yeah, we need to 100%.
You need to. But so yeah, genuinely the start of it was enjoyment. So naturally, I do enjoy being in a change room and playing football. I think obviously, as you go further in football, it moves into more business like. So naturally, there's a responsibility for you to do your job well, and that's just the way it goes. You're getting paid to play football. You got to do your job well. So there's a little bit more responsibility, some stress that you got to manage. The higher changing rooms you go into, but yeah, on the whole as well, it was just nice because when we was playing at Arsenal with Dino, there was that feel of just pure enjoyment. You know, like you know, when everyone that come into the change room, the banner was just flowing. So it was just a nice place to be. But no, on the whole, I enjoy what I do, man. It comes with its challenges, but I enjoy it, man.
No, 100%. And talking about, obviously, you know, bringing it back to, you know, when you're knocking for Dwayne or Aiden back in the days and whatnot, like, speak to me a little bit about, or share with the listeners about, you know, your childhood, because I'm a firm believer of, you know, your childhood plays a big part in your adulthood. You know, there's certain things that maybe happen that maybe you've carried on. Do you know what I mean? So, like, talk to us about your childhood. What was that like? What was the Kiernan household like in general?
Yeah, what, just in life or football?
Yeah, just in life and in football as well. What was that like for your family? Did they pursue, or did they push you, or did they support you in, you know, trying to become a footballer, or just in general? Like, was it a happy household? Because again, seeing you, I would automatically think that your household was a happy household. Just seeing you, you was always, you know, happy, and well, you still are. Do you know what I mean? Like, we made the phone call, you're just like, bro, it's good to hear your voice, and it's just like straight away, I'm like, that's the energy. Do you know what I mean? So what was like growing up like for you?
Yeah, for me, do you know what? So there's a lot of chapters to it, but on the whole, I think my mum and dad were separate when I was younger.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time when you'd see. So I was kind of North London and South London. Like my mum was in South, my dad was in North. But yeah, both places, man. There was love. There was love. Like it had, again, you know, I had challenges going through school. Like got into trouble, like a lot of kids did. But I think on the whole, yeah, I always, my dad actually said, I used to ask him, like, what was I like when I was a baby? And he was like, oh, when you used to go around, you used to just make friends in the park, like, quickly. Like, in like, you know, you'd go into the park and you'd just be playing with, like, 4 kids straight away. But then, so, yeah, I genuinely I think I'm probably a people's person. I like being around people. Okay. And then on the football side of it, obviously on the estate where we played, I used to play out, and then I remember asking my dad, like, oh, when did you think I was going to do well in football? When he was like, oh, there was a time when you was playing in the pitch and I didn't really know like where you would go with you know what you was good, but I just dribbling with the ball just means like proper. He needs to go to like a soccer school or something. So he walked around the corner. Obviously our estate is right near the Emirates now, but it was also near Highbury when Highbury was there. He walked around to Highbury and they were running like a 6-week Arsenal soccer camp. And I think
I wanted to go there so badly, you know, bro. I never had a chance, man.
Did you want to go?
Yeah, man. My mum and my dad, they couldn't afford it, man. But yeah, no, go on, carry on though, man. But I'm jealous already.
It's funny you say that though, because my dad said to me, that was like it was £60. How much was it to go when you needed to go?
I can't remember, but definitely my mum and my dad could not afford it. I know that. I wanted to be a junior gunner and all of that, but they couldn't afford it, man.
All of it.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't make it happen.
Nah, man.
But he just said to me, like, it was a big investment. I think it was like £60 at the time.
And that's a lot, you know, £60 back.
That's a lot. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like he paid the £60. I remember, I think he showed me the check or something. He's like, I think he was messing about at the time.
Okay.
But he was genuinely like, you know, like, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do this? I was like, yeah, like, I want to go. I want to go to Arsenal soccer camp. Like, so that was like was a blessing, like a nice investment that he, you know, put me into that soccer camp. And then I was coming back to my grandma's in the holidays while my dad was working. And I was picking up medals. Like they used to do little games at soccer camp where it was like 7 seconds to score or something from the halfway line. And all of that. So, and I used to come back with a medal, show my grandma, and she was like, "Oh, well done." Then the next week I'll come back with another one. She's like, "Well done." So they started thinking, "Oh, Brendan must be all right at footy." And then so that's when I guess that is as well part of builds confidence in it when you're a young player. Them sort of things, I think little people, them things kind of validate the ability that you've got. You start thinking, oh, I am quite good. So I think even if it's not a medal, I do think it's important, like early days, to have people that genuinely encourage you and like say like, no, you can make it. Like it's essential for like a player's growth. And some of the top players today, I think, have always had them people, you know, whispering in their ear and saying like, you're gonna make it, man.
Nah, that's powerful, man. Honestly, bro, like, you know, just hearing that part, what you're saying about your dad, and you know, you mentioned your dad a few times. Would you say he's played a big part to, you know, your growth and to where you are at this present moment?
Yeah, definitely. Like, and not even just, I know a lot of people talk about early childhood, but I think more so when I'm in my 20s, like I think when football gets a bit rocky and you don't really know how it's gonna pan out, sometimes you just calm me down a bit, which has been it's been one of the best things he's done. He's just said, look, like, focus on this or focus on that. And one thing I do want to share actually that's helped me during like adult football is my dad said to me before, football's like one room in the house. If it's not going well, come out of that room, go into another room. You've got many other rooms in your life that you can go and enjoy yourself with. And like, you know, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean don't enjoy that room or just neglect it, but it just means that make sure your life is balanced. That's what he's trying to say. So that's been helpful for my journey, just trying to remain balanced. And even now, we're all trying it, I think, as people to be balanced in it, because we're passionate people. But that's been a good piece of advice that's helped me. Yeah.
No, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. And you spoke about, obviously, your dad and your family said, you know what, you might actually be good at this, Brendan. Like, when did it become serious for you, where you thought, you know what, I can maybe pursue this as a career?
I think as a career, I think it was kind of a thing of, since I was I went on trial at Fulham when I was about 11. And I think naturally, if you go on trial at a team and then on the Saturday you're watching them on Match of the Day, you just think it's a natural progression. You're just like, that's the badge that I was wearing on Sunday. Then you watch them on Match of the Day and you're like, oh, okay, cool. If I keep playing well, then I'll go on TV. You don't even think about money. You just think they must be doing well. They're on TV. So it's a natural progression. So then I think, obviously, which comes with its ups and downs, you then realize that people are getting paid. Like, oh, someone got a pro at 16. You're like, huh? What's going on here? Or something. So, and then you realize it's actually becomes a job. So, but for me, it was my first contract at Wimbledon. I never got paid to play football ever. And then how old was I? 17 or 18? I played in a friendly against Dulwich Hamlet. Sorry, it was a cup game against Dulwich Hamlet. For women. What was it? Excuse me. It's kind of like the reserve second string. I've kind of gone forward a little bit, but
no worries, man.
Yeah, that's when I was thinking, okay, wow, like I'm actually, this is gonna put, yeah. But that's when I thought it's going to because at the time I wasn't working or anything, so I was actually I didn't have a lot of cash because I wasn't going to college, I wasn't working. I was just trying to chase this football dream, and I'd gone on trials at loads of clubs. Like, if I ever wrote a book, I should just call it The Diary of a Football Trialist. My dad always said my dad always said that to me. It's like the amount of trials you've been on. But that's when they gave me my first contract, and I was just so happy, man. That's when I thought I can actually buy something.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. And you know what? In terms of like the trials and things like that, I can definitely relate, because I don't think people really understand not the pressures, but sometimes the anxiety that you get, because you just want to perform well so badly because you need a club or whatever. You feel like you deserve to be in a club, and there's a lot of like ups and downs, and there's so much things that come with it, and people don't realize there's a lot of you take on a lot of pressure. Do you know what I mean? A lot of stress from it all as well. When you sometimes when you might not be successful. Do you know what I mean? So, but before we get into all of that stuff as well, because you skipped on AFC Wimbledon, because that's when you felt like this could be a career for you. But at the age of 16, when you got released by Crystal Palace, that is a crucial time at 16, to be released. Now, when I was growing up, if you're getting released at 16, that basically means you're not good enough to make it as a pro, because them times there, we didn't really hear about like the non-league as such. It was just either like the Premier League or maybe one or two championship sides. And other than that, you won't really hear about League One or League Two or even conference, let alone below that. You're thinking I am not going to that level. So when that happened, what was going through your mind? That you're ever going to get back into the system?
You know what? Bro, I didn't know what was going on. I'll be honest. when I got released, because it was so I was with Palace they signed me very late. So when you're getting that scholarship time, some people have been there from 9 years old, 8 years old. I came in at 15 years old. So this is a year before you're about to get a scholar. So it was like to even get that contract in the first place, it was like, right, this is a miracle. Like, because I went on trial there when I was 13, and they said I was too small. Me and another guy actually that was on trial, they were like, yeah, you're good, but you're too small. And then I came back at 15 because obviously I was playing for my school and I was doing well for my school, and went back. And then Colin, I think he's under 23s manager at Fulham now.
Okay.
Great coach. Yeah. Brilliant coach. He signed me for Palace. Yeah, he's not just a good coach because he signed me. He's genuinely a good. he's a good coach still. But yeah, he signed me for Palace and then was there for a season. Had a great team. In our team, we had Wilf, Zaha, Johnny Williams, Ibra Sakaja, Jake Caprice, loads of other man. If you're watching, so
ballers, yeah.
we're all ballers, man. But yeah, just good players, man. And then obviously at the time they said to me that you can come on tour with us to the Gothia Cup. Do you remember?
Okay. Yeah. In Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden. Yeah. So we went to the Gothia Cup, and they said, yeah, they were like, look, we can offer you a I think it was like a non-paid scholar.
Okay.
And then if you do your thing, you play well, we'll offer you a paid scholar. But again, I think me and my dad at the time, I didn't really feel like I deserved that. I felt like you know, if some of my boys are getting paid, I want to get paid as well. But my dad was like, go on tour and see how you do. Went on tour. Didn't really play that well, to be honest. And then I think the academy manager, Gary sat me down and was like, oh, Bren, like, and good guy as well. He was like, you've done well, you've done okay. If you used to score on tour, that would like maybe make up our mind a bit. I remember saying it kind of thing. It wasn't just him making two of them. So obviously it's not easy. There's loads of boys. But I remember we played a game and I bagged the volley. Like, I don't even know, it was just like a flash. Like someone just crossed it and I just banged it in. And I celebrated like mad. And I don't usually celebrate mad like that when I was younger. I celebrated kind of like. So anyways, that was it. We ended up coming out of the Gothia Cup. But when we came back, I was thinking things are looking good. I got the goal kind of thing. And then Gary pulled me outside and was like, look, you've done well, like you're good around the boys, etc., etc. But we're not going to offer you the scholar. But you're gonna do well in the game. I'll put you in touch with this club, that club. I was like, yeah, but I couldn't hear it. You know, like in the movies when it's all blurry. Like, it's just it's just all blurry. But yeah, so that was tough, man. That was very tough. So in terms of getting released, yeah, it's funny because my mum was saying she used to go out for work in the mornings, and because obviously when you're doing a scholarship, you're training in the mornings, and I was used to getting up. My body clock was used to getting up in the mornings, so I'd just get up some days and just lay on the sofa. Like I was just getting out of my bed, going to the sofa. My mum used to go past for work and be like, "Bren, like, why are you just laying on the sofa?" But after a while, she clocked like how it affected me a bit. Like, just I'm not going to play ball, and so yeah, it was tough, man. I wanted to stop playing football for a minute. I wanted to stop playing, so I went college. I went to I went to Kingston College. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just said I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, said I'm done with football. And yeah, but in terms of the being released, man, like, I think naturally as you go longer into the game, you realize football's just full of rejection. Like that's just you know, part of the game. But you know, as a 16-year-old, it was tough. It was tough, man.
And what made you say, you know what, I need to get back into this. I'm gonna take this on the chin. I'm gonna be resilient, because this is character building at the same time. You know, like a lot of these rejections, like he said, in terms of football. You know, for me, I always class football as life. You know, there's always life skills that you can learn from football. You know, working with others. Like, how do you work with others when things are not going right for you? How do you react? Do you give up, or do you actually say, you know what, let me roll up my sleeves and let me get down to the nitty and gritty stuff? Like, what? Because you said I gave up, and I can fully relate to you, because I did the same thing, and it was just a thing where I was like, you know what, at 16, if I'm not good enough, then well, maybe I'm not good enough. Do you know what I mean? So for you, what was it? What clicked? Said, you know what? No, I'm not having this. Like, I'm going back into this game because this is my passion. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I think, you know what, when I was playing for enjoyment, like, let's say someone was like, oh, Gerald, like, come, we go goals. And you just went, go on then. And you went goals. When I was going goals, I was doing silly, silly things.
I've seen it, bro.
I was thinking to myself, like, I was thinking, no, come on, Bren, man, you can't stop playing, man. Like, and then I went college, and I think I was in my class. I was doing like a sports class in college, and I remember people talking about football, like just talking, like, yeah, like, like just. And I was just thinking, like, I don't think I can do this, you know. Like, I was just sitting in there, like, talking about football. I was thinking, nah, I can't do this. And then so I went to my teacher. I think only after about 2 lessons or something, I went to her and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a footballer. I just told her straight. I just told the tutor, like, I'm gonna be a footballer. So yeah, I stopped going to college. She rang my mum. She was like, he's gonna, you know, what's he doing? Kind of thing. But I was just hungry, man. I was just like, obviously, 6 months ago I was playing against Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, for Palace, it was a hard come down, like, to, you know, I was playing. So yeah, it was tough, but that kind of, it was good to kind of dabble a little bit into going into Palace and then coming out. It just, you know, yeah, that was part of it, part of the process, man.
And during that time, how important is it to have that support mechanism around you, like your boys, like you said, someone might call you up or whoever, just say, yo, Bren, do you want to come goals? Like, how important is it to have people around like that? And also about speaking up, because them times there when we was growing up, like, speaking up was not a thing. Like, you cannot speak about your feelings and whatnot. Now that you're a bit older and you realize, you know, how important it is, you know, to speak to someone and maybe, you know, just kind of vent sometimes and just kind of let your emotions roll out. Like, how important is it for youngsters to kind of have that support mechanism around them?
Yeah, bro, it's essential. It's essential. I just think I was at my boy's birthday the other day and we was just saying, well, we're saying loads of stuff, but one of the things we were saying was just how it's difficult to speak about. I'm trying to think, there was a key thought that he brought up, and it was on the money, man. What was it now? I actually want to pull it out. We'll come back to me, man.
Can bring it back. You can bring it back.
Yeah, we'll bring it back. But just on the speaking stuff, yeah, it's essential. Like, having the support around you is so key. I was saying there needs to be something maybe even where you can have a quick check-in with your boy. It doesn't need to be too long, where like, how you feeling? Are you low? Are you depressed? But almost, we were saying, like, even if someone says, oh, where's your head at today? Like, on a scale of 1 to 5, quickly, where's your head at? Like, just on if it's coming from the right person and you feel like you can trust them, you say, I don't know whether that's the right language, but if they say, like, yeah, I'm at a bit of a 1 today, I'm at a bit of a 1 and a 2 kind of thing, then, you know, then it's like, okay, cool, maybe we can touch a bit deeper and say, what's going on now? Who's kind of thing. So, and make it easy to have convo, instead of it being like, you know, because obviously at the moment we know in football, a lot of people are talking about mental health and speaking out, but that's what I'm saying as well. We talk about speaking out a lot, but I don't think a lot of people, or men, us, have the language to speak out. So we don't actually know how we feel. So we're not able to speak out about it. Like, do you feel anxious about your next job? Do you feel upset about some relationships that are going on? How do you actually feel? Like, and because you don't have the language to say it, it's just like, how you doing, bro? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. You know? So if you don't have the language, you can't actually communicate. So I think before that, it's starting to learn how to label how you actually feel. Like, it's labeling how you feel, and then that conversation can happen. And I think from what some of the friends that I've been around, we've learned how to label it and say, yeah, even though you have to kind of, because we're all a little bit proud, innit? So we all need to kind of humble ourselves. And obviously there's people that care about us, so we should be able to humble ourselves around them, even if it's a bit tough. We just go, yeah, I'm feeling at a bit of a 1-2. If that's all you want to say, then let your boy go a little bit deeper and say, you know, this is okay, what's going on really? And just the power of that, like, when you, sometimes I've realized as well that we don't speak out because we feel like, what can you actually do for me by speaking? Like, Like, how are you going to solve my problem? But it's not that. It's more so that you've offloaded a kind of way. You've taken off like being around. You're just going to be a bit lighter by sharing it. So, and it's not easy. I'm still working on sharing more,
sure.
Yeah, man. That's
part of it. And speaking about where your head at, where was your head at when we encountered each other, when we first crossed paths at Arsenal? Like, again, you spoke about being Fulham, being Crystal Palace, making your debut in the National Football League with AFC Wimbledon, actually getting paid, to where we met at that point. I don't think you had a club at that time. I think you was trying to find a club, or I think you was dibbling-dabbling with a few clubs or something like that. But it wasn't at the level of where you was previously. Where was your head at that time? And what sort of pressures did you have at that time as well?
Yeah, it's good, man. At that time, I was just in a place of like, I think when you're in non-league, you're always seeing like professional football as the holy grail, innit? So it's always just like, like I just want to get like a pro club. I just want to get a pro. And so, but for me, I knew it was about finding the right manager as well. Even if it was in non-league, I felt like I needed someone to kind of believe in me, to give me the opportunity to do my stuff. So I think my head was just in a place of, I think I'd been at Hampton and Richmond for a few years, and I got on well with the manager there. But I was just hungry. I was just hungry to kick on. Like I played with people that were playing higher, so I was naturally going Dino's I just wanted to improve. I was always thinking like, oh, Dino, like just help me. Like, what can I do to get better? Like, just tell me what I can do. And I didn't really care who it came from. I just wanted to grow, bro. And then in terms of pressures, I think one thing that is underestimated in non-league as well is just that when summer comes, nobody gets paid through the summer. So you get your contract from the start of the season. As soon as the season's done, you have to go and find work, or hopefully you've already got a part-time job that you're doing. And because I was so hungry on a football side, I was always leaving my options open to go back full-time. So I didn't go into work for a long time. I was just training in the mornings, etc. And sometimes you can be training, but training the wrong things as well, So you need someone sometimes to remind you in training, like, work on this specifically or work on that. It's all good as well. I see a lot of boys training by themselves, but you do genuinely need sometimes a second set of eyes to say, hey, Gerald, when you're getting the ball, just be on the half turn there so you can, not just. So, that's key. But yeah, just the financial pressures of going through the summer and not having a contract. Now, you're not just playing. That's why you said about people don't know about trials, going on trial places, because, you're playing for, to put food on the table, man.
No, for sure, man, for sure. And again, I remember just like when you came through again, I was just thinking, you know what, this guy's actually played at a good standard. Like, and there was never a time where you came with that ego where you was like, you know what, I don't need to be around here. Like, again, what it showed was I'm hungry. So naturally, what that did to the younger players was like, you know what, if Brendan's here, he's actually listening to what's being said to him. Why can't we do it? So a lot of the young players, I could see that from the outside looking in. I could see the impact that you was having on these players. And then even I think, who did we play against? I think I arranged a match against, I think, was it Waltham Forest or something like that?
Yeah, Gerald, the manager,
Yeah, I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot at times.
No, you're the future. You're the future.
Trust me, but I think I can't remember. I think it was at Woodham Lodge. I think I arranged a match at Woodham Lodge. I can't remember the team again, but I think that was the game that solidified to me. You know what? I said he needs to go to the next level. Like after that, I said he needs to go to that next level. But again, you as a person knowing that you have the capabilities of going to that next level. Was it frustrating sometimes to know that you have it within you and you're doing the right things, but for some reason, this door's not opening for me? Was there a time where you think, you know what, my time might be up, Did you ever feel like that?
Yeah, bro, so many times.
Yeah.
So many times, man. And I think that links back to faith, like genuinely, I think you've got to kind of know that this is the route you're supposed to go down. Like you've got to kind of know. And I just had I had too many confirmations along the way to give up. Do you know what I mean? But still, the temptation to give up is weekly. You know what I mean? Like when you're in them situations. So there was many times, man. Many times where I just thought, this is it. There was even the stage where I'd gone from playing for AFC Wimbledon to Lingfield, who I don't know. I think they're combined counties. I think, and all the guys there, I get on with them so well, and that's not even like just because you said about me as a person, and I was just thinking that you were saying our frustration and being around certain people and playing at a level and ego and stuff like that, and naturally, obviously, if you know me, you know that it's all love regardless of what we do in it. Like 100%. It's just I think that comes back to, again, growing up in community. You know, like when you're close around a lot of people, like we're all just trying to be better, man, you know, together. So it's not there's no hierarchy or any whatever you want to call it. But there is a balance to that though as well, because you have to have kind of the self-confidence without the arrogance, which is always a fine line, isn't it? I guess you got to kind of believe in what you're doing, but not to the point where you're thinking I'm better than everyone that's here right now. And I know that's I guess that is some people's way of doing it, but I don't know. I think for me, as I've grown in the game, don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I think as I've grown, I've become a bit better of a team player. Some people say I still don't pass the ball in it, but
Brendan, release it, Brendan.
Release it. But on the whole, just but as a person, I feel like I'm, you know, becoming more of a rounded person, man, just through that. But to answer your question, bro, it was tough, man. When I was at Lingfield, going to play there, I genuinely wanted to give up. And I only carried on playing because, again, my dad forced me and said, just go and score some goals. And the manager at the time, actually, Dixie Dean, if he ever watches this, what a guy. Like, you get them guys who just believe. That guy, he just makes me smile saying his name, Dixie Dean. But let me give you a quick backstory on him. Basically, so I went to a school in South London, and I went to school with his son called Alfie. Big up Alfie. And we was playing the same school team. Dixie used to come and watch us, and for the school I was just netting, like bagging. And Dixie was like, "Oh, who's he playing for on a Sunday?" And I wasn't playing for anyone, but I used to go to church with my mum on Sunday, and so he went to me. What did he say? He was like, "Oh no, you've got to come and play for me on Sunday. Like, we need you. I was like, "I can't. Like, my mum, innit? Like, she ain't gonna let me come to play Tandridge League on Sunday." And then I remember him coming to my door. I told my mum, and she was like, "I'm not sure about that." Then he came to my door. Big. How tall is Dixie? He's about 6'6". Wow. I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And he got down on his knees on the floor. To my mum was like, please, like, but let me play. And like I just from then my mum was like, no, you have to go play for him. Like obviously I still went church here and there, but like played for Dixie, and then he ran a team later on. So years later he was the manager of Lingfield. And he just, when I stopped enjoying football, like when the enjoyment went and I left Wimbledon, he was like, Bren, just come and play. He knew my dad. My dad was like, go and play for Dixie. Just go and score some goals. Went and played there. And it kind of just stirred up the enjoyment again. Again, like you start doing things on the pitch and you're thinking, nah, Bren, come on, man. Like, you know? So, but nah, that was a time where, again, your surroundings, like things like traveling to a game, a journey can make you think, why am I doing this?
For sure.
You know, every footballer has done it. They've traveled to a game and they're just thinking, why am I doing this football thing? And there were some times that I'd go to them games and I was thinking that, but partly because of the people that were there, you know, I'm more about the people than the environment. So it kept me going. The people kept me going. You know, Dixie was one of them people that kept me going.
Man, shout out Dixie Dean. The only Dixie that I know was my chicken shop on the high road. So
The local.
so shout out Dixie Dean. But you know what? Do you know what's valuable about that lesson as well that you just shared there? It's about the long-term relationship building and genuine relationship building, where it's like when you're a genuine character, people gravitate to you. And like he said, back then he came to the house and he's a genuine person. He's saying like, "Mum, please, like just let him play." And then to the point where maybe not that you might have needed him, but that time was more so a time for you to release, more so like the bit of freedom for you to express yourself again. Do you know what I mean? And it's like he's come back into the picture or whatever. Your dad's encouraged you to go to him. So it's like that's a valuable lesson for people to learn. Like, it's not about building relationships for now. It's about building relationships long term if it's genuine. Do you know what I mean? And it's got to be a two-way street as well.
Big time.
Obviously, you brought something back to his team where he was a good player, and for you is more so he created a platform for you to express yourself. So, bro, it's a valuable lesson for sure, 100%, man.
Definitely.
And what inspires you, bro? What inspires you to be a better person? What inspires you to just in general? Yeah, what inspires you to become? Because you said earlier on is you've become more of a well-rounded person. And I can see that, you know, just now talking to you, it's like, I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm just having a conversation with you. But in terms of like my conversation with you at this present moment, like we ain't spoke for a little while, but I could see the maturity in you.
Yeah.
It's definitely that's work being done. So what inspires you to be a better person?
Nah, bro, I appreciate that, you know. Like anyone that's seen me a bit earlier and, you know, says that, I just appreciate it, man. Nah, I love. But yeah, no, I think what inspires me, I think you know what, I've always just liked, I think my mum's very ambitious, yeah. My mum's very ambitious, and I think part of what inspires me is just I like personal development. I've always liked personal development, man. So yeah, just growing, and genuinely, as I said before, faith, man. Like faith's been a key ingredient in terms of like not giving up. Like I genuinely think without like a personal faith, boy, I don't know how I would have done it. Yeah. I don't know how I would have kept going, but no, definitely. I think as a society now we're becoming more holistic. Where we think, you know what, we can do all the training in the world, can do all the bench press, you can do, but ultimately it's like what's driving you inside kind of thing. And I think there's a mental side to it, and I just think we're becoming like stronger spiritually as society. So I definitely think that's, you know, what you put in, I feel like it's like food, innit? What you put into your mind, like whether that's like motivational content online, that I think I've worked on my diet, put it that way. I've put like my mental diet is quite good, I'd say.
Okay.
So you know, my mental diet's good. I think and that's something that people should take seriously, man. I really think, like last year, funny enough, it links as well. When I moved up north, I didn't really have a lot to do because I'd moved up from London, so I was just up north, and one of my boys moved up as well and signed for Halifax. Toby Show Silver, shout out Tobes if you watch. Actually, I'm gonna make sure you watch. I'll send it to you. So yeah, he was with the PFA. The PFA emailed him about a counselling course for footballers. I was thinking, okay, that sounds interesting. So they were running a taster day just to see whether it would be something that footballers would be interested in. I was like, nah, bro, that sounds like something I'd be interested in, especially for younger footballers. Like, you know, we all need someone to speak to. Went on a taster day, and then we ended up following through and going on to the course. So doing the actual counselling course, and some of the stuff I learned on there, it was really helpful, bro. Really helpful. Obviously, on the taster day, I met managers at different clubs who were speaking about guys that have got released and how they're dealing with rejection. And like, luckily, I was able to speak about my experience and what might be helpful to them. But yeah, now I've literally, it was grateful, man. Like, when was it? just recently I passed my level 2 in counselling with young people.
Amazing,
so
bro.
Hopefully I can put that into practice, man. Yeah.
Congrats, man. And is that something that you're looking like, in the foreseeable future, something that you want to get into in terms of helping younger players that have been through similar situations like yourself?
Definitely. Yeah. I think if anyone's gonna take on football, they're literally becoming a leader. So you're gonna have to learn how to lead and self-manage, set boundaries on yourself, discipline, and all that stuff comes with its own emotional baggage, and it comes with challenges. So when it gets all messy, like anyone that's gone ahead of me or that I've gone ahead of any young boys, it's gonna be helpful if someone can look down and say, bro, I wouldn't even go there, I'd probably go here. And I think the other side of it is with the counselling bit is just, being an ear, man, to listen. Because I think some of it's good, the successes that people have in football, but football's there's so much passion in football, it's so emotional that you need the support system for the down days. And sometimes you haven't got people that, because everyone's focusing on their lives, that it's hard for them to actually reach in and give you the time or the energy that you need. Sometimes you need someone to G you up and be like, bro, tomorrow we go again. We go again, regardless of what it is, whether it's football or life. Tomorrow we go again. But sometimes people ain't got that energy because they're dealing with their own battles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I therefore think that if you can afford it, or there's affordable counselling or someone to reach out to, that should be an option. So I'm gonna move into that space and just help some of the young bros, man.
No, amazing, man. It's definitely, we need more people like you, bro, that's been through it, that's been, been through certain situations, and now you're actually getting a training as well to actually help people, because you can do it naturally. Because at the end of the day, for me, if you've been through a certain situation, you can not diagnose yourself, but you can understand certain feelings, and you can like you said earlier on, if you can link those feelings that you're going through, then naturally you can do it anyway. But sometimes you just need to go through these courses and hear different stories as well. I'm sure you've learned a lot, do you know what I mean? And by the sounds of it, definitely sounds like you've learned a lot. You know what I mean?
No, big time, bro. I think, again, though, even the way that you've been, not just this, but your episodes and that, you've you know what I'm saying already, but you've got the you've got the listening ear, and you've got the heart for it. Like, not even just for counselling, but just for hearing people. You know what I mean? So, like you said, you don't always need the qualifications to be what they call in counselling as a helper. So even when you're communicating with people, you're actually helping them. Like, so I'm sure that it's been therapeutic for people that have come on and spoke.
Bro, it's therapeutic for me, bro. Honestly, like when I remember when I first just kind of said, you know what, when the whole lockdown situation happened, and for me it was like, I'm a busybody. I need to be doing something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. So like, for me, it was like, you know what, let me keep busy. And I was like, you know what, I've always wanted to do something within the media industry, mixing it with football. So when I said, you know what, let me just do this podcast. And I know people in the football industry, I've gone through my ups and downs of football. Like you said, football's you're going to get a lot of rejections before you get a yes. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that is life. So, let me do this. And again, for me, just to sit here and just hear people like yourself talk, bro, like tomorrow morning, I'm up, bro. I'm positive. I've got a different source of energy within me. So like when I've done one and I've done two and I've done three, I said, you know what? Like, this is therapeutic for me as well. Do you know what I mean? And I hope it is, for the other person, and, also fulfilling for the other person to share their story, because like the amount of messages that I get all the time and saying, I listened to this episode, I didn't know about the person, or do you know what, that period of their life, I went through the same thing, but didn't get through it. You know what? I'm going to get through this as well. So like, it's fulfilling, man. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what life is about. It's about sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, just sharing. Sometimes it's just speaking, bro. Sometimes we just need to speak. You know what I mean?
But no, honestly though, you're a natural at it though, bro. Like, genuinely, I hope you keep with it. Like, stick.
Appreciate
like,
my bro.
When people say that, keep with it, like you're gonna give up tomorrow or something. But genuinely, I just mean that. Genuinely, I just mean that, like, it expands. You know what I mean? It gets bigger because I think because you genuinely care about people and you care about their stories, I can see I'm speaking to you, you're like, wow, like, did that happen? So yeah, I hope you get to speak to like even the guys that are up there. Yeah.
Nah, bro, for me, it's not even about like the guys up there. It's about having just a genuine conversation, because even sometimes when people they are up there, sometimes because they are in that stage, they don't want to open up as much because there's a lot more on the line for them. So I feel like regardless, if someone wants to open up, and I don't mean talk about your life in depth or anything like that, but just have a conversation, for me, that's more worthwhile. And if I'm being honest with you, bro, like lately, there's been a couple of, I'd say for the past couple, 2-3 weeks, it's been a thing where like the motivation hasn't been there. Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying to myself, well, I can't be preaching to younger people and telling them that you have to keep going, you have to keep going. And the moment that I feel a little bit of lack of motivation, it's like, I feel like not to give up, because I never have that in my vocabulary. I don't ever think about giving up, but it's like, all right, cool. Last week was like my first time. I kind of missed like an episode, and I was like, you know what? I felt bad because I was like, you didn't stick to your end of your bargain. Like you said, you're gonna be producing an episode every week, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, sometimes you have to dust yourself up a little bit and then just go back.
Definitely.
It's like this has been my first one that I've done in a little while, bro. You know, so yeah, man.
Yeah. No, but even that's what I mean, though. That's why you're gonna do what you need to do, because you, like, again, when it comes into the counselling thing, it's about self-awareness, isn't it? And you know you're self-aware enough to know, like, you know what, my energy tank's low, like my petrol's low.
Petrol's low. Petrol was low, bro. So I was on empty now, bro.
Petrol's low. You was on empty.
There's no empty. I couldn't see no petrol stations, bro. Like I was lost.
For you to even know. Bro, you're stuck by the side of the road, bro, scrambling.
Waving down people.
Flagging. Yeah, bro. So I think from when you know that, that's when you know you need to hit a petrol station. And sometimes, so do I, like, this can be a petrol station, do you know what I mean? Where we just go, we get filled up and then we go again. So I think it's key. But even on that as well, just for motivation, the reason why I do want to go into the kind of counselling and helping space is because I feel like what we need more than ever is like good self-care plans or good self-care tips. Yeah. And a lot of it does come down to social media and content. I was thinking, you know, do you ever delete any apps off your phone, like just to breathe?
All the time, bro. All the time,
are you active?
Bro. Yeah, no, all the time. No, I need that space. Sometimes, do you know what I've been doing sometimes as well? I've been like just putting my phone away, like for at least maybe half a day or something like that, just for me to just have that breather, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with these apps. Your phone's going off. Like, it feels like you have a full-time relationship with your phone rather than genuine people, like with your missus or with your parents. You know what I mean? So 100%. But is that what you do as well?
Yeah, same, bro. I'm with you. Yeah, I was just thinking, because the way you speak, I know you're thinking about, you know, getting the best version of yourself. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, how you creating space and that? But yeah, I'm the same. Like, I'll just delete it, re-download it, delete it, re-download it. It just gives me space to think, and not just, because again, I think it's about, what was we saying about spending thoughts? My boy was doing that the other day, but I'm gonna invite you next time.
Yeah, but, I'm in.
Come through. So we're speaking about spending thoughts, almost like spending money, and it's like, okay, you can be spending thoughts, your thinking time, on stuff that there's no return of investment, like, on that. Do you know what I mean? So naturally, again, you don't need a course in this. You know this, bro. That's why you're deleting the apps and that. But just making sure that you're creating space in your mind to think about the things that are a priority for you. You know, and it's not easy. Like, we're all trying to work it out, but I just think, like, self-care is key, man. And yeah, we're all
100%.
Don't even get me started, bro. You start kicking.
No, do you know what, bro? Again, it's breath of fresh air just to hear someone like yourself. And again, I was excited to get you on because I knew, like, again, I just knew the journey. I knew I had to get, and again, like I said at the beginning, I had a list. Your name was on that list, and it's only now that it's happened. But again, like, I'm a firm believer of timing, innit? Like, timing will always prevail. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're doing the work, timing's going to prevail.
Yeah.
If I don't want 2 episodes and I said, yo, Brent, you want to jump on? Maybe be like, bro, right now I'm busy at the moment, but because it's been happening, it's like it just happened organically.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but
For
you know what? Before we wrap it up as well, just in terms of like,
go on, bro.
Where you are now, like, you know, fast forward, you know, you are at Harrogate at the moment. How has it been? Do you feel like that's a club that's helped you to transition to, you know, being a football league player, and where do you see your future going from now?
Therefore, bro, yeah, I think the clubs run well, you know, and it's definitely, I think, when you're in a good organization, whatever that is, it helps you get organized as a person. So I've had to organize my game, learn when to simplify it, learn like again what's my role in the team. You know, there's been so definitely helped me, man. Again, it comes with its challenges. That's just a given in football. Like being out of the team, tough. Not playing here, tough. Like, you know, things that have been challenges. But yeah, like on the whole, it's definitely developed me, man, and helped me to be a better person, a better player. And just the whole package of moving up north. Like I'm born and bred London. You know what I mean?
Man, trust me.
That's it's been good. It's been refreshing, stepping out of my comfort zone, and and just for the future, bro, I just want to achieve my potential, man. That's why it was so such a nice feeling to get that goal, because it was kind of like I kind of know what's in me already, but like sometimes people only look at the score sheet and be like, oh, you done well, you bagged, but I just want to, you know, what does Brendan look like when he's at his best, like every week? That's kind of where I get to. That will have me smiling or have you smiling.
100%, bro.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, bro.
That's beautiful, bro. Honestly, man. But do you know what? Before we do wrap it up, I got a fire round question for you. Quick one. Quick 4 questions. Through. Yeah. Quickly. Best player you've played with?
It's got to be Wilf, man. His feet are crazy, innit? Zaha.
What was he doing in the youth team? Because I know what he was doing, but like, just explain to people that don't know, because he's doing that now. But what was he doing in youth level?
Yeah, no, he was doing similar things. Like we was all young and just, you know, messing about. So you're not thinking as much. Like everyone's just enjoying kind of thing. And that's what the environment was at Palace, like just enjoying the football. That's what Colin created, I think, when I was there. But there was a couple of games that stood out where I was just like, nah, you're on smoke today. You're on you're on smoke today. So he's always had just feet that would just, you know, like just the sound effects from just get people making sound like, oh no, what's he done?
Trust me, right?
You know, those ones there. So yeah.
But also like, a lot of people, like the youngsters, I want them to understand as well. Like there was he had feet, but also there was end product, because a lot of these youngsters, they look at like the YouTube clips and they're thinking, I want to impersonate this, but there's no end product. Like how important is having that final end product? Because you're a player similar to that sort of aspect. You're very direct. You know, you've got skill about you. You're quick. Like, but then that final end product, like, you know, you get managers screaming at, like, make sure the final product is, do you know what I mean, is there. Like for you, how important is it now as a professional footballer? Does skill matter as much as the final end product?
Yeah, no, I think now you learn that like dribbling and skill is like a means to an end. So Colin used to say it all the time, EP, like he used to always scream it out as a coach, like, you know, making sure with the end product. So no, that's why Will where he is. Like he's done it with end product. But I definitely think, for younger players, it's working out what's the goal of you doing that, you know? Because naturally, I think that was the difference as well, bro. When I was playing like lower down, there were some people that were getting excited about a flip flap.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, cool, that was a good, but like,
it didn't go nowhere.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's like if you do the flip flap and then you hang it back post and then we bag, that's when everyone's literally jumping on you,
buzzing.
Or you know, you do a chop and you put it in the bottom corner. So like the skill and the dribble is to create space, like as a means to an end, not necessarily that is the goal. Like a flip flap's not a goal. A flip flap's not an assist. So don't get me wrong, boys. I'm still working on it myself. But that's the goal, innit? To make sure you end product at some point.
100%. 100%, man. Next one for you, bro. Best player you've played against?
Played against. Do you know what? I went on trial at Leeds when I was 16. There was a left back, Aidan White. And for some reason that day, he was like Roberto. I felt like, for me, it was like Roberto Carlos. Like I couldn't get past him. Like he was such a good player. Like I don't know what it was, but it just stuck in my mind. Like I just remembered his name, like Aidan White.
Is he still playing?
Like I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I haven't looked him up, but I just remember when I went there, I was like, "Who's this guy?" Aidan White.
That name stuck with you, boy.
It just stuck. It stuck. So fair play, man. He's probably killing it somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, big up, Aidan White. Right, next one. I don't know. Maybe this who you mentioned before, but favorite manager or coach. Sort of same thing, really. Favorite coach, favorite manager.
Yeah. I've got to give a shout out to. He's currently the first team coach at AFC Wimbledon right now, Mark Robinson. Just like Dixie Dean, if Mark Robinson didn't believe in me, I wouldn't be here. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Mark's just been a blessing. So he's kind of, because you can get coaches that teach you stuff, and that was Colin. So Colin at Palace taught me stuff. He taught me like run across your man, stay high and wide, come inside on a half turn, make the box, think like just technical things, and that stay with you. Then there's Mark, who knew I was technically good and was genuinely put belief into me, just a great motivator. So yeah, them two are good. Obviously, all the other guys on my journey, have been good, Dixie, etc. So, but them two stand out to me.
No, big them up, man. Big them up 100%. Right, last one for you, bro. Best lesson you've learned in the last 6 months?
Wow. Best lesson I've learned in the last 6 months. Right, that's not a quick file.
That's that's not a quick one. That's cliffhanger. I've got to leave it there for you.
You got to leave it there. Best lesson I've learned is because I'm reading at the moment. I'm reading books, bro. You've caught me out.
What are you reading?
I'm reading a book called Boundaries.
Okay.
And I'm reading a few, but Boundaries at the moment, just because I'm on this counselling journey.
Okay.
I think best lesson I've learned. Wow. So it's got to be something to do with emotions. Something to do with emotions, like something like, I don't know how to package it right. You'll have to come back to me for part 2, but I'll say just not too high, not too low, man. As best you can. I know it's not easy, especially at times like this. But try and stay balanced. Like balance is the key. So even on your really good day, like try and just balance it out. Not too high, not too low, man.
Amazing, bro. Honestly, man, like people, whoever's tuned in and whoever's been watching this, like I'm sure you picked up a lot from Brendan, and just in terms of just his experience, if you've gone through similar things, or even if you haven't gone through similar things. But again, I'm truly, truly happy that I've got you on to share your journey. I can't wait for this to come out and for people to actually listen to it. And again, I'm sure it's going to bring a lot of motivation to others. Make sure people you're liking, you're subscribing. Make sure you're commenting below as well. Shout out, big up Brendan, and hit up Brendan as well. We'll leave the description. We'll leave the link in the description for you guys to hit up Brendan as well, and just check him out, man, and follow his journey, because it's only going to get bigger and better, man. So, bro, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, honestly, I thank you very much for coming on, sharing your journey.
Cheers, bro.
I know, like you said, everyone's got their own, things that they're doing at the moment as well. So for you to take out your time and just share your journey, honestly means a lot. And I wish you the best of luck, bro, going forward, man.
Nah, bro, that's so cool, man. Like, just, you know what? It's love anyway, but just appreciate you creating a space, like, not even just for me, but for anyone else who comes on. Like, you're just gonna, like, you're causing good waves to be going out on social media. Very good waves,
Appreciate it, bro, man.
So I'm just gonna support your journey, bro. I'll be watching the next few episodes as well, man.
100%, bro. We're here, man. So guys, remember, Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. I need to get used to that, Brendan. So yeah, man.
All of it.
All of it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Peace, man. Thank you again, bro.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Oh man, yeah. Can't say much else, bro. But just love, man. And,
did we leave anything out? Did we leave anything out? Is there anything that you want to say that we didn't cover?
No, you know what? It was just natural, you know. So I think that's that. Yeah, that's cool.